Hello, good evening, guys. Yeah, welcome back to another video for this series, the FSC113 tutorial series. So, this video is for students from the University of Lagos. So, the FSC113 exam practice questions that was provided by the Department of Computer Science. So, it's mandatory that everybody purchases the book. So, just at the back, we have all these questions there. So, this video it will serve as a study material for you to juggle all those questions together. Well, like I told you guys in the last video, this is a three-part. This will be a three-part video. So I've done the first part. I've released it already. It's on the channel. So, and I've released other videos too for this particular course. This is the channel over here. So Halogenious Ideas. You can come here, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. So anytime you have videos like this one, you get notified on your device. So this is the FS113 playlist. So you can see we have so many other videos here, so many of them. So this is the first part, the practice question for FS113, the first 120 questions. So in this video we're going to be working on the next 350 questions. So without wasting much of our time, let's get into it. So for the first one, a computer program is a sequence of dash into which a given problem is reduced. Simple. The answer is instruction. A computer program is a set of instructions. Simple. So for the second one, programming a computer to solve a problem demands a great deal of creating, planning, logical reasoning. All are correct. So apart from that, the third one, a complete and precise statement of problem to be solved is termed problem definition. Yes. Problem definition, a complete and precise statement of problem to be solved is referred to as. Okay. So it's referred to as problem definition. So for the fourth one, which of this is not true about functions? They differ from commands and statements in that they cannot be performed by themselves. They must be used in conjunction with either in a statement or a command. If used with an assignment statement, the function must appear on the right hand side of a sign. So the first one is that they differ from commands and statements in that they cannot be performed by themselves. They must be used in conjunction with either a statement or a command. If used with an assignment statement, the function must appear on the right hand side of the sign, number 4. If used with an assignment statement, the function must appear on the right hand side of the sign. They differ from commands and statements in that they cannot be performed by themselves. This is true. Normally, you need to define a function that you call a function. They must be used in conjunction with either in a statement or in a command. If used with an assignment statement, the function must appear on the right hand side of the sign. Normally, I'll go with C because I can't even picture this C. I can't picture the C. Normally, I'll go with the C straight up. So for the fifth one, a flowchart generally has the following parts. For the fifth one, the starting point, the data inputting, processing, data outputting, all of the above is the answer. Simple. So in an algorithm, a notation where x, for number 6, where x, normally it should be x equals to x plus 1. That should be 1 now. It should be x equals to x plus 1. I think it's a typographical error. So it shouldn't be x plus 1. It should be x equals to x plus 1. And normally what it means is just increase the value of x by 1. That's just it. So x equals to x plus 1 for number 6. X plus 1 goes to x is equivalent to x plus 1, x plus 1 is assigned to, normally this one should be assigned to x comes from x plus 1. Well, I'll just say x plus 1 goes to x, number 6. And x plus 1 is assigned to x. Normally, questions like this actually have the case of ambiguity, but if I'm to choose one, I'll just go with B. I'll go with B. So for number 7, which of the following statements is true about the control unit? It obtains the address to be obeyed from the input device. It decodes the instruction into high-level language. It increments the program counter. It includes the program counter, the instruction registration, and the decoder. I think the correct answer is E, because it increments the program counter, yes. Then it includes the program counter, the instruction registration, and the decoder. So number 7 is E. For number 8, you have to dash a diskette if you need to lock it against accidental erase. For number 8, you have to write protect. For number 8. For number 9, let me see if I can. For number 9, the bulk of a personal computer memory, for number 9, is the RAM. Personal computer memory is the RAM. So for number 10, one of the following is not a storage device. The mouse is not a storage device. The mouse is not a storage device. The mouse is an input device, not a storage device. So the ALU performs all the following but one: automatic operations, logic operations, shifting operation, jumping operations. Number 11, I will choose the E, the binding operation. Arithmetic logic unit does not do binding operations. So for number 12, dash supervises the execution of instruction. Number 12, the arithmetic logic unit is the answer of number 12. Supervises the execution of instructions. For number 13, dash is not a peripheral unit. Memory is not a peripheral unit. So for number 14, dash is not an example of an impact printer. Line printer, daisy wheel, the dot matrix. I think the inkjet is the answer to this one. It's not an example of an impact printer. So for number 15, a common name for objects that includes the combination of diagrams, graphs, charts. The answer is multimedia. For number 15. So for number 16, the symbol for processing in a program flowchart is a rectangle. So the diamond shape for is decision making. Yes, the diamond shape is for decision making. In the previous video, I browsed Google for a particular image, so the image has the answer to this. So number 18, which of the following is not a database package? Microsoft Access is correct. Microsoft Word. Number 18. Okay, it's a database package, yes. So Microsoft Access is the answer. My mind went to it's not. So for number 19, Dash is an integrated package. Microsoft Office. Paradox Paradox is not generic. Linux is not generic. Adobe PageMaker is not generic, but Microsoft Office is like a suite, so it has so many other softwares in it. I don't think generic is the word I'm supposed to use, but I know that this is a particular software, this is a particular software, this is a particular software, but this is a package. This is like a suite of softwares. So for number 20, the spreadsheet program is suited for number 20, numerical work. I'll choose numerical work because it's not best suited for drawings. If for creating letters, Microsoft Word, for presentation, PowerPoints, for software development, you use IDEs. So I just go with numerical work for this one. For number 21, what is the difference between hardware and software? Hardware is tangible, software is intangible. That is correct. Static, dynamic, that is wrong. Metal, plastic, that is wrong. Permanent, temporary, oh, that is wrong. Reliable, unreliable, that is wrong. So for number 21, the answer is A. Number 21, the answer is A. So for number 22, an example of a low-level language, Pascal, Peril RPG. For number 22, the answer is none of the above. So number 23, what is a source program? So number 23, what is a source program? The program that the processor is executing at a particular instance, the collection of virtual machine processor directives, a text file created by a programmer containing instructions, this is correct, written in a high level language. Bam, that is it. So 23 is C. For 24, that is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. That is what ASCII is. Information International, no, it should be for International, no, Information Interchange. Number 24 is C. So for number 25, the processing in which records are updated instantaneously. That should be real-time processing. Yes, real-time processing. So for number 26, what is a nibble? A nibble, I think a nibble is half of a byte, and a byte is 8 binary values. So a nibble will be 4 binary values, I think. Yes, a collection of 4 binary values. That is what a nibble is. A byte, a nibble. I know a nibble is half of a byte, so the answer should be B. So for number 27, the most widely used data coding system for microcomputers is ASCII, ASCII. So what does a computer language compiler do? So a computer language compiler takes a source file as input and produces an executable program as output. This is the answer over here, A. Let's not waste our time at all. So let's check the other options first. It takes an executable program, runs it on the computer, no. It translates a program in main memory, no. It accepts the input of a program, sends it to ALU, no. It takes the output of a program and displays it, no. So the answer is just A, straight up. So what is a computer network? Two or more computers connected together to exchange data and programs. A computer that can run many programs, no. A group of computers that share the same power supply. What the hell? So a computer that is used by different human users, no. A computer that shares many hardware resources. The answer is A. Two or more computers connected together to exchange data and programs. So for number 30, what are the two general types of programs? We have system software and application software. That is it. So for number 31, what is an operating system? A system software that manages only software components. No. A system software that coordinates the hardware and the software components. B is the answer. A section of software that must be part of, get out. The part of the hardware that operates the mouse and the windows. So system software that manages only the hardware components. That is wrong. So for number 31, the answer is B, coordinate hardware and software. For number 32, the software that allows terminals to communicate with each other in an environment where a system is the host is called a multi-user operating system. The software that allows terminals to communicate with each other in an environment where a system is the host. So you have the host and you have other terminals that are talking to each other, although we have a system that is the host. That is a multi-user OS. So for number 33, this should be extended binary coded decimal interchange code. That is what it should be. Number 33, I think the answer is C. Yes, C. So number 34, what is the role of the operating system in managing files? Number 34, the operating system will access the files that contain application programs. No. The operating system is only concerned with the files it needs for itself. No. Number 34, everything done to or with files in a computer system involves the operating system. I'll just go with C. Handlers, no, it's not involved with. Number 34, the answer is C. So the ASCII equivalent of the word rows, I'll do in another video. Like I said in the last video, all calculations will be reserved for the last one. So modem is modulator demodulator. Modulator demodulator, that is number 36. That is what number 36 is. Modulator demodulator. So you can see D. For number 37, dash is a matter of having more than one application program resident in the random access memory, multitasking. There's no other word for it. Okay, let's continue. Number 38. A computer connected to a network is called a node. If you have a network basically is like some sort of communication channel between two or more devices. So every device on the network is called a node basically. So this node is talking to the other node on the network. So number 38 is a node. Number 39 is the computer network usually limited to a building is a local area network. For number 40, a device that can form an interface between two LANs, that is a bridge, can form an interface between two similar LANs rather. That is number 40, a bridge. For number 41, a device that can only send data through compatible protocol, that is a router. You can send data through compatible protocol, that's a router. So for number 42, a device that can form an interface between two incompatible LANs, that's a gateway. So binary operations, normally this the operator is not even there. So since they call it binary, it's supposed to be 110 1111, then base 2, that is subscript 2. This one also has to be subscript 2, but it's a typographical error, so I'll just leave this one for now. This is the normal 25 times 3. So the BCD of this, I'll just keep all these ones. For number 49, and please, like I said in the previous video, all these calculations, majority of them are things you can do with your calculator. So I'll try to see if it's possible that we do a video on that as well. But make sure that when you're going to the exam, you have your calculator with you, so you can use it so you won't have to waste your time doing all this by hand. It's very important, please. It's very important. So let's jump over to 49. All the calculations will be in another video entirely. So for number 49, A specific internet communication protocol for transferring programs and long data files. That is file transfer protocol, which is the E. File transfer protocol, which is the E. For number 50, the language used to format web pages. 50, that is HTML, yes. The internet standard protocol for addressing and formatting transmissions. That is TCP and IP for addressing and formatting transmissions. This is TCP or IP. A web address identifying a specific internet document. Number 52 is URL. So number 53, an electronic catalog of internet resources that are organized in a hierarchy. Go far. So Eniac. Number 54, Eniac. It stands for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. Therefore, there's no answer. There's no answer. So let me check Eniac. The full meaning of Eniac. You can see electronic numerical integrator and what? Okay, it should be on computer. Then there should be the answer there then. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. I think okay. Then A is the answer. I'm sorry about that. So electronic numerical. Okay, it should be numerical, not numeric. It should be numerical integrator and computer. Integrator and computer. The answer is D. I've always thought this was calculator, but it should be computer. So for number 55, which of the following gave birth to microprocessors? I think the answer should be LSI. Which LSI gave birth to microprocessors. You can see LSI chips. It's in proposed missing. You can see the answer is LSI. So LSIs gave birth to microprocessors. So for this, perhaps it might be a typographical error. So because I'm having VLSI here, I'm having MSI, MLS. I don't know. The answer should be LSI. So for number 56, a looping action that continues indefinitely is known as an indefinite loop. And it might be quite hazardous for you to have an indefinite loop running on your computer. So perhaps it might be due to your computer running into an error, or perhaps the people that coded the software that is running the infinite loop, they had some exceptions they didn't take into consideration, or there are so many reasons why your computer might run into an infinite loop, but you obviously don't want it, because it might have a negative effect on your RAM. So let's just continue. Number 57, which of the combinations below was available during the first generation? Memory drum, transistors, delay lines, mainframe computers, valves, and memory drums. Number 57, my answer would be B. Yes, valves, memory drums, yes. So for number 58, printed circuit diode transistors first appeared in the second generation. Yes, in the second generation. I think all these questions that has to do with the generation and the history of computer, they should be in your second or third chapter, I guess. Just check the book for more information on this. Check the book for more information on this. So, number 58. Number 58, okay, I've answered that. For number 59, the first electronic digital computer was built by. B is the answer to this. 1939, John Attersoff. So, for number 60, the analytical engine was designed by Charles Babbage. For number 61, digital computers count things. Yes, they count things. For number 62, computer peripherals include input and output devices, basically. Input and output devices. So for number 63, MICR are suitable for reading magnetic inks. On bank checks. Magnetic inks on bank checks. So number 64, which of the following is not software? For number 64, diskette is not a software now. Diskette is not a software. For number 65, the unit of measurement of storage is bytes. For number 65, is bytes. So kilobytes, terabytes, you understand? So for number 66, computers may be classified by size. Which of the following is correct? Digital, laptop, mini digital, mainframe, notebook. For number 66, I'll choose none of the above. Number 67, that should introduce the use of punch cards to computing. Who did that? Number 67, I think the answer should be D, Herman Hollerith. So this is the answer over here. So for number 68, computer system is different from a calculator because the computer contains a software and a control unit. Number 68, a software and control unit. So for number 69, in terms of data representation, computer can be classified into analog, digital, and hybrid, basically. Analog, digital, and hybrid. For number 70, which of the following is used to read data on paper into a computer? Data on paper, number 70, can be read using a scanner. So for number 71, the mouse is used to perform the following operations. For number 71, pointing to selecting an object, scanning object into memory. Scanning is not one of them. Performing data input or entry, pointing to, it should be A and C, which is E option. So for number 72, microcomputers are products of development in one of the following areas. VLSI, microprocessor, IC valves, MSI micros, robotics AC. The answer is A, VLSI, microprocessors, for number 72. For number 73, multimedia refers to one of the following, except text, videos, sound and images, videos and desktop, video and images. Multimedia refers to one of the following, text and videos, sound and images, video and images, video and desktop. Number 73. I'm getting confused here. Multimedia. So this is talking about sounds, images, and video. So sometimes some of the options might be quite confusing. So text is not part of multimedia. So sounds and images is correct. Video and images is correct. Video and desktop is wrong. So normally it should be between sound and images or video and images. So I don't know. In this case, I'll just go with one of these two, sound and images or video and images. So for number 74, the hardware component of a computer systems does not include the hardware, COBOL, yes, COBOL. I think COBOL is a programming language, exactly. So it's not a hardware. So for number 75, why are mainframe computers housed in special facilities? Number 75, the answer is they have special power, they are costly because of environmental control requirements. I'll go with C. Mainframe computers require a lot of environmental control because of the heat generated, the processing power and all that. So, and you need a ton of electricity and all that to actually keep it working properly. So normally they are housed in special facilities because of the environmental control requirements. So for number 76, a modem converts signals from a computer into analog signals transmittable over telephone lines. Bam. That's the answer. So number 76, the answer is A. No long stories. So number 78, BASIC was designed initially for programming batch processing. Yes, should be in batch processing. BASIC was designed initially for programming. 78 should be batch processing. 79, the first generation computer language. Number 79. I think it's machine language, yes. It should be machine language. The first generation computer language is machine language. So number 80, the answer should be D. Which of the following is not part of the CPU? What is tape looking for? What is tape looking for in the CPU? So for the 81, analog computers for number 81, analog computers measure things. Yes, analog computers, they measure things, but digital computers count things. So please take note of that. So for number 82, the CPU has element of primary storage, logic, and arithmetic. Yes, that should be the answer. Number 82, the answer is C, primary storage, logic, and arithmetic. Okay, so for number 83, the mechanism for reading and writing a floppy disk on a desktop computer. Number 83 should be user inserts the disk into a floppy drive. Yes. User types a command to read or write. Yes. The drive spins the disk. Yes. Read write head gets in touch with the disk surface. The answer is all of the above. So number 83, the answer is all of the above. Number 84, formatting disk means preparing disk for reading and writing in a computer. Normally when you hear format these days, it means you want to clear the head. You want to clear everything in the head. But formatting actually means preparing the disk for reading and writing in a computer. So that is what number 84 is D. So this is not true. For number 85, hard disk has large storage capacity, not necessarily. some hard disks are removable. Hard disk is faster to access than floppy disk. Hard disk is usually fixed to the system unit. It is not wise to use hard disk, removable or not, as backup. So which of them is not true? Number 85. I'll go with hard disk is faster to access than floppy disk. That's what I'll go with. So number 86. Which of the following statements is wrong for number 86? Mainframes are larger than macros. Minis are larger than macros. Macros are in between mainframes and minis in size. What is that? Number 86. The answer is C. So for number 87, which of the following is not a characteristic of computers? Non-programmable. A computer is programmable. So let's just go. The answer to number 87 is B. So for number 88, a computer terminal refers to number 88. It refers to the input or the output device. The terminal refers to the input or the output device. For number 89, use of binary numbers for storing data and the stored program concept were ideas suggested by Newman. Yes, it was suggested by Newman. So number 90, parallel processing is a highlight of 5th generation computers. Number 90, the answer is C, 5th generation computers. So for number 91, the computing power of a computer. Number 91, it depends on the clock speed designed by the megahertz, millions of instructions processed per second, size of the hard disk. Number 91, A and B is correct. A and B is correct for number 91. A and B is correct, so the answer is D. So for number 92, one of the following is not capable of mass storage of data. Microfilm. So why are computers getting smaller by the day? I saw politics here. Number 93. Because of technology, obviously. So 94. The greatest panacea against incidence of computer virus is yes, the use of diskettes. Avoid the use of diskettes. That's the answer straight away. Consult an oracle. Well. So the answer for 94 is just A, straight away. So for number 95, identify the true statement here. RAM and ROM have the same storage size. RAM is less than ROM. Storage is equal in size to RAM and ROM. ROM and RAM are parts of the main memory. The true statement is D for number 95. For number 96, dash is not an example of an input device. Multimedia woofers is not an input device. So the OCR method of input is best suited to one of the following: NEPA billing, grading of JAMB examinations, airline seat reservations, payroll processing. None of the above is the answer to this, number 97. None of the above. So for number 98, the OMR method of inputs is best suited to one of the following applications: NEPA billing system, grading of JAMB examination seems correct, airline seat reservation, payroll processing. I think I'll go with B. Grading of JAMB examination. So why are computers getting smaller by the day? Obviously, we've answered this question before. Number 99 should be A, technology. So number 100, the second generation computer language was not declarative, it was not object oriented, it was not assembly, neither is it machine, it is procedural language. Number 100, the 100 should be procedural language. Then 101, In the evaluation of a computer language, all the following characteristics should be considered except in the evaluation of a computer language. Efficiency, yes. Software development aids, yes. Readability, yes. Application oriented features, yes. Hardware maintenance costs, E is the answer straight away. So 102, a computer generated output that allow programs follow the execution of their programs line by line. 102, 102, 102. Core dump, source listing, spy detector, no. Detail listing. Normally it should be debug log. A computer generated output that allows programmers follow the execution of their programs line by line. Okay, follow the execution of their programs line by line. I'll go with tracing routine. Number 102. I'll go with tracing routine. So for number 103, the first programmable calculating device was developed by Blaise Pascal. It was developed by Blaise Pascal. For 104, which of the following factors are required in the selection of a programming language? Language, programmer skill, language availability, program compatibility with other software. 104, the answer is A. 105, a router. We've answered a question about a router before. 105, the answer should be sent data through compatible protocol path. So for 106, the answer is a single on or off value. That's what a bit is, a single on or off value. So for 107, which of the following statement is false? For 107, the method used to implement a bit does not affect the information it represents. A bit may be implemented as a small part of a magnetic disk. A bit is always implemented as something electrical. That is my answer. That is not true. That is not true. So number 107, the answer is D. For 108, what is a group of 8 bits usually called? It is called a byte. 108 is called a byte. So how many memory is 1 megabyte? 1 megabyte should be 1 megabyte 109. 1 million bytes. Yes, it should be 1 million bytes. 1 megabyte is 1 million bytes. So for 101, 110 rather, which of the following can be associated with an array in BASIC? 110. The dim statement must be the first program statement. A subscriptable variable must identify data in the array. Each array name defines the type of data to be stored within it. 110, the answer is D, all of the above. So 111, the system command used to store a program within the computer is the save command, obviously. 111 is the save command. 112, what hardware components of a typical desktop computer are usually found inside of a system's unit? The processor, main memory, and secondary memory. The processor, main memory, and monitor, no. First, second, no. 112, the answer is A. 112, A. 113, what are the programs and data? What are programs and data kept while the processor is using them? Okay, it should be where. Where. 113, the answer is A, the main memory. Programs and data are kept there, the main memory. So 114, a temporary storage area attached to the CPU for I/O operations is called a buffer. So How is it possible that both programs and data can be stored on the same floppy disk? 115. Floppy disk can only store programs, not data. Program and data are both software and both can be stored on any memory device. 115, the answer is B. We move on. 115, the answer is B. So for 116, how is it possible that both program and data can be stored? They just repeated the question basically, so the answer is B. What are the two general types of programs? System software and application software, number 117. So what does the word binary mean? 119. B. Binary means having only two states. Binary. B. So I was going to say even the option start with a B, but that doesn't count. Just it has only two states, but in this case the option is still B. So question 120, which of the following is not an advantage of building computers out of binary devices? 120, binary devices are simple and easy to build. Obviously not. Binary devices are unambiguous. Binary devices are much faster than decimal devices. 120. 120, the answer is C. The answer is C. Which of the following is not an advantage? It's not an advantage. The answer is C. So, what is true of an analog signal? What is true of an analog signal? An analog signal has a discrete number, is the only way, can never be converted, it's usually continuously changing in value. Yes, D. An analog signal is usually continually changing in value. 121 D. 122. If an analog signal picks up some noise, has information been lost? It depends on how loud the noise is. If the noise is very loud, then obviously it will overshadow the information. But if not, the noise might be faint, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have lost information. So number 122, it depends on the volume, how loud the noise is. So for 123, why does a computer have a clock? 123. This question will be very, very confusing. Why does a computer have a clock? Normally, someone might say, so that I'll be able to check time with it. So a clock is needed to check how fast signals are changing, basically. So on 123, the answer is B. 123, the answer is B. So a clock is needed to check how fast signals are changing, not so you be able to check your time. No. Can Igbo language be represented in a computer? Yes, it can be translated in software, so why not? So for 125, what part of a computer system is mostly directly confirmed with performing the action called for by a program? Number 125 is the processor. The only function of a NOT gate, number 126, is to invert an input signal, basically. It's not to stop a signal, it's not to replacement a signal. That is big English. Act as a universal gate. The answer is invert an input signal. So what is a machine operator? Number 127. Any activity on any part of the computer system. One of the tiny electronic operations that okay. Selection of memory that is not an activity of the 127. The answer is B. 127. One of the tiny electronic operations that the processor can perform. Number 128. Which one of the following statements is false? Number 128. A machine language program is a sequence of machine language instructions in memory. A machine language program is known as an executable program. The processor runs a program one machine instruction at a time. Each machine instruction can be used only once. All of the above is false. So 129, what is the primary requisite of a good computer programmer? Logical mind. Logical mind. 129 should be logical mind. Scientific knowledge, artistic mind, mathematical background, no, just logical mind. 130, in computer programming, the most important part of problem solving, formulating an algorithm. Actually, it's defining the problem clearly. Defining your problem clearly is the first stage. So obviously, if your problem is properly defined, then that is a step in the right direction. But as per your first step in the right direction, if you miss your first step, then every other step is missed. So defining the problem clearly is the most important part actually. So a computer terminal refers to input and output devices only. 131. Input and output devices only. Yes. So the process of identifying and correcting mistakes in a computer program is called debugging. 132 is called debugging. So 133, usually it takes 10 bits to represent one character. How many characters can be transmitted at the speed of 1200 bps? So 133, just divide this by this, then you get 120. You go your way. So the computer mode used by an airline for seat reservation, I think is real time. 134 should be C. So 135, what are the advantages of using pre-written software packages? It saves time and cost. It eliminates program writing and testing. I think all of the above is the answer. 135 is all of the above. So a repeater is a device that regenerates or boosts signals. 136 D. So 137, a person who writes a program is called a programmer. So 138, what is the name given to a sequence of steps which a computer follows? That should be an algorithm now. 138. That should be an algorithm. It's an algorithm. Looping is a fundamental technique and is one of the most powerful tools of programming. 139A. 140, what is the name of the block diagram that gives the step-by-step process of how a computer works? Flowchart. So your 140 should be program flowchart. 141, in a computer program, the process of executing the same instruction over and over again is called looping. Looping is the answer for 141. For 142, what is the common name given to a program written in any of the high-level languages? Object program, system program, computer program. 142. Source program, yes. Source program it should be the answer. Source program should be the answer. So for large projects, a more efficient way to debug and test each subprogram is to run the program as soon as it is written, as soon as it is compiler ready, as soon as it can be read and understood. Wait until the project has been completely coded. Number 143, I think it's better as soon as it is written. Yes, as soon as it is written. For 144, integrated circuit was invented by Jack S. Kilby in that is B, 1958. Yes, 144 should be 1958. So 145, the DNA computer was successfully used in B, 1994, Leonard Alderman. So 146, digital computers they count things. Analog computers measure things. So the abstract machine was introduced in 1937. Yes, Alan Turing. So 148. Showing use a quantum computer to solve a problem. That should be B. Yes, 1948. Used a quantum computer in 1948 to solve a problem. Sorry, please. A computer-generated output that allows programmers to follow the execution of their programs line by line, tracing routine. Sorry, please. Tracing routine. Okay, yes, the tracing routine. The first programmable calculating device was developed by Blaise Pascal. So 151, the system command that is used to store a program within the computer is the save command. The BCD, the octal. Okay, so I'm skipping all the okay, I can still answer this one for now. The symbols of the octal system should be 0 to 7. Yes, 0 to 7. So for 154, which one of the following codes is used in non-IBM machines? 154. ASCII. Yes, ASCII is used. So 155. Printed circuits, diode, transistors. This second generation. Yes, they first appeared in second generation. So for 156, the difference between technologies of the third and the fourth generation computers. 156. Absence of valves, presence of microcomputers, improvement in scale of integration of ICs. Yes, that's the answer. 156. Improvement in scale of integration of ICs. So 157. Most general purpose computers can perform almost any task. 157. Why? Because the tasks are programmable. Basically anything you want the computer to do, you put it in a program, you feed it to the computer will do it for you. So the computer can do almost anything these days. So which of the following is not part of the CPU? The hard disk. Operating systems are of various types depending on the area of use. So which of the following is not one of them? Multi-user, single user, network, Windows. Windows is an operating system. There's nothing like double user. There's nothing like double user. So but just to be sure, double user OS. It's multi-user OS that we have. So there's nothing like multi-user, a double user OS. So the software is designed for manipulating words. There's no word, Microsoft Word here. I think it's word perfect. Yes, designed for manipulating words. What is Lotus 123? Okay, this is a spreadsheet program. So for processing spreadsheets will be Lotus 123. Yes, 161 will be Lotus 123. So local area network means network of local areas. Wow. Road junctions in local government. Very correct. Oh god. 162, the answer is D. 162, the answer is D. So 163 I'm skipping. 164 I'm skipping. So 165, a set of programs that ensure the efficient use of the computing resources 165 is called the operating system. So which of the following best describes a digital computer? Input memory, processor denser only, input memory, processor stored program, processor output program, processor stored program output. 166, I'll choose D. Yes, I'll choose D. So 167, a hybrid computer consists of what? Analog and digital computers. 167. So 168, the major component of the first generation computers. Electronic valves, yes. Within the computer, every form of data is represented as binary patterns. 169. Binary patterns. So everything you see on the computer is represented as zeros and ones. Basically, that's just how the computer works. So number 170, which of the following is true? Computers can solve all business problems. Don't know about that one. Computers have natural intelligence. Obviously not. Computers use artificial intelligence. Output from computer is always accurate. The output from a computer is always accurate. Number 170. I'll choose D. Because computer cannot solve all business problems. It can only be able to solve polynomial business problems. I mean those business problems you can model into numbers. So if it is business problems that you can't model into numbers, you will not be able to solve it. For example, this is Nigeria. You might have like the area boys, the omoniles that are coming to disturb your business. The computer will not solve that kind of problem. So obviously A is out of it. I'll just choose D. The output from a computer is always accurate. If you tell the computer to if the computer is supposed to be an adding machine, if you supply the operands 2 and 3, it will always give you 5 till next tomorrow. So the output from a computer is always accurate. That's what I'll choose. 171, which of the following defines computer software? Instructions in a written in English. That should be a typographic error. Operating systems, utility programs, systems and application software. Sorry, please. 171. Actually, we have a lot of correct answers here. Operating system is a computer software. Utility programs. I'll just say utility programs for now. For this 171, I'll choose utility programs. 172, the most suitable software for maintaining students' academic cards is a spreadsheet package. Anything that has to do with spreadsheets. 172. Actually, database management system. Yes. It might be Microsoft Access, or you might decide to use PG admin for Postgres, whatever you want to use. So 173, the translator most suitable for learner programmers is interpreters. Yes, because the interpreter is going to be executing your code line by line, so you are thinking in terms of this executes before this, unlike the compiler where it will take the whole program as a unit and create an executable for the whole unit. So the answer is interpreter. 174. 174. A computer virus is a germ living inside the computer. A destructive self-activating computer program, disease that enters into the computer through destructive self-activating computer program. That is 174. That is 174. So 175, the capability of a computer, actually, not the capability computer, to carry out different jobs almost the time. If it is at the same time, it is called multitasking. To carry out different jobs at the same time, 175 should be C, multitasking. So analog computers are widely used for um, analog computers for simulation. Yes, for simulation. They are used for simulation. Which of the following is not a computer processing mode? Fast processing, obviously. There's nothing like fast processing. 177. Um, or which I know we have real time batch online processing. Is fast processing a computer processing mode? I know we have real time. It should be fast processing. It should be fast processing. So which of the following is not a characteristic of an algorithm? The answer is infinite. The answer is infinite. 178. 178. The answer is infinite. So which of the following is not an application package? SPSS, WordPerfect, Excel, MS-DOS, Lotus, 123, 179, MS-DOS. Okay, it's an operating system, so it's not an application package. So the answer is MS-DOS. So 179, a type of printer, all these types over here. Okay, the answer is A, 3.5 HG. It's a type of printer, 3.5 HG, 179. So 180, one of the following is not a feature of a third generation computer. 180, expert system, yes. Expert system. So an integrated package platform performs a variety of operations which include these database management, graphic processing, desktop publishing, web processing, spreadsheet, database management, communication with other softwares. I'll go with C. So 182, a router again, compatible protocols, D for 182. Sent data through compatible, compatible protocols. This, I didn't see the N. So A for 182. So for 183, which of the following is true? Time sharing can be achieved on an online multi-user system. Yes, an online multi-user system. You can achieve time sharing there. So a terabyte equals how many bytes? Okay. A terabyte equals to 1024 raised to power 4 bytes. This should be the answer. So the BCD of this one, I'm skipping the symbols of the octal system is 0 to 7. So which of the functions below is not performed by a utility program? File conversion, file maintenance, file organization, file transformation 187. It should be file organization. A utility program doesn't do that. We have programs that do the file organization. So 188. Which of these languages was single-handedly designed by a professor? Pascal. Yes, Pascal was single-handedly designed by a professor. So I'm skipping this one. I'm skipping this one. I'm skipping this one as well. A digital computer has an edge over analog in the following area: speed, accuracy, economy, capacity. I'll go with accuracy because a digital computer counts something. So there's this discreteness in the output you get, but analog only measures. So measurements may not always be precise. So that preciseness. So 193. The motor car speedometer is an analog computer, although some speedometers these days have been digitalized. For example, the new car that Uber drivers drive these days. So most speedometers that I still know today are still analog. Well, we have the flowchart. It is calculation, so I'll just skip it for now. Find the value of x. What happens in b? Anyone that has to do with calculation, I'm skipping it. So in a program flowchart, two operations that share the same symbol is start and stop. Yes, start and stop, because both of them use an oval shape. Let me show you here. You can see the start and the stop. So both of them, they share the oval shape. Actually, input and output also share the same shape. So B and D is the answer. B and D is the answer. So errors that prevent a program from executing are called bugs. BUGS 205A. So most accounting software packages will run on digital computers because of the accuracy, that discreteness digital computer brings to the table. When executing instructions, the computer normally slices a second into bits. Which of the following is the ascending order of time slices? Wow. 207. Milli, nano, pico, micro, milli, nano, pico, nano, micro, milli, nano, pico, milli, micro, milli, pico, milli, micro. 207, 207, 207. The answer is C, pico, nano, micro, milli. So milliseconds. So that is the ascending order of time slices. So the decimal equivalent, the hexadecimal, I'm skipping. A classical example of data capture is the usage of OMR scanner. Yes. For 211, today the most widely used data coding system for microcomputers is ASCII. It's ASCII. So 212, the second generation computers used this programming language. Actually, it's assembly language. So I don't want to say assembler. I want to believe they want to write assembly language. So that's the answer, C. So for 213, the internet was established as a result of I want to say conflict. 213, yeah. Conflict. The number of computers on the internet fixed. 10K, 2000. Variable and running 2 millions, yes. available, and they run into millions. So TCP/IP stands for Transfer Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. That is what TCP/IP stands for. So it should be Transmission Control Protocol actually, not transfer, but just we still choose B. We want to believe they are trying to write a transmission. Yeah, it should be Transmission Control Protocol, not Transfer Control Protocol. But we just put it for them. So 216, for a computer to be connected, you need the following: you need a modem, a telephone, a pager, the appropriate software. 216. You don't need a pager. You don't need a pager. So that would be the answer. 217, using internet facilities, all the universities in Nigeria are proposing their own network. Their own network. Their own network. It should be intranet. 217. Okay, that will be extranet rather. That will be extranet. Extranet. What of intranet? I know intranet is within the boundaries of an organization. It should be intranet. It should be intranet. Unwanted mail coming with your electronic email is termed as spam. Spam. If you open your Gmail, there is this spam folder there that all those unwanted email, that is where they are going to be saved. So take note, the answer is spam. Let's continue. URL stands for Uniform Resource or Universal Resource Locator. This can be very, very confusing at times, but just get it right. It's Uniform Resource Locator, not Universal Resource Locator. So the basic language for creating web pages is HTML. To link one page on the web to another, you should use a hyperlink. You use a hyperlink 222. You use a hyperlink. Some benefits of the internet: communication, data interchange, money transfer, all of this. So e-business includes the following except e-commerce, electronic data interchange, electronic funds transfer, all of the above. 224 should be all of the above. Now, a network that exposes the user to various research centers around the world is MTN, Mnet, Wellnet, Telnet. 225 is Telnet. So VSAT 226, very small aperture terminal. VSAT. Yes, very small aperture terminal. So to enhance the quality of text, image, or objects on a web page, to enhance the quality of it should be A, B, or C actually. Any scripting language, JavaScript or ASP will be able to do it. So the answer should be A, B, or C. So which of the following is not available on the internet? FTP, Gopher, email. It's not available on the internet. Let's Gopher. So basically, Gopher is available on the internet. Email, FTP, www. I think the answer is none of these. All of them are available on the internet. So 229, you have sent an email to a friend in London. On arrival at destination, the recipient's computer is shut down. The email will therefore, if you sent an email, it will be deposited in the person's inbox. It to be deposited in the person's inbox. FTP file transfer protocol. Before your browser can connect to a website, you must first supply the uniform resource locator, the URL. Like, for example, if I want to go to maybe go.com, that should be, so this is the URL. You can see. So why is Ronaldo's pictures not here? So these guys too are beefing Ronaldo. I don't understand. Oh God. Let's talk for another day. So before your browser can connect to a website, you must first supply the uniform resource locator. Yes. So identify the true statement here. A page can contain many websites. A page must contain only one website. A website can contain many web pages. Yes. Content of a web page cannot be altered. It can. A web page cannot contain colored pictures. Who said so? 232. A website can contain many web pages. That one is true. You surf the internet, the hand symbol that carries you from one website to another. The answer is hyperlink. Hyperlink. So this command or program connects you to remote computers on the internet. Telnet. A method whereby you can connect to a remote computer site and transfer publicly available sites to your own PC. 235. This one is quite confusing. Yeah, file transfer protocol. So the quality of data, text, voice, etc. that can be sent via a communication channel at a time is called the bandwidth. 236. It's called the bandwidth actually. The rate of data exchange. That is what we call the bandwidth. So the following are examples of input devices, except mouse is an input device. Hard disk drive. It's a storage device. It is not an input device. So even this floppy disk safe. Wait. Well, I'll go with none for this one. I'll go with none for this one. So 238, the dash provides a means of displaying information from an existing database. 238. I'll say a database file. So for 239, which of the following is not a prefix in the toolbox? 239. CBOLE CHKTXT. I'll go with none of the above. So 240, the dash is not used for displaying graphics. Okay, this is talking about Visual Basic now. List box is not used for displaying graphics now. So the dash is used to link with other objects. The dash I think it's OLE. That should be the answer. OLE. It's used to link with other objects. So in which of the following two menus can the menu editor button be found? The best thing is to have Visual Studio on when you're answering all these particular questions. But the answer for this one is menu bar. In which of the following two menus can the menu editor button be found? It is the menu bar. So, 243. The shortcut key for property window should be F4. Yes, F4. F4 is the shortcut key for the property window. So which of these is a part of a form? Which of these is a part of a form? 244. Caption, title, design grid, control box, project form. I think all of the above. All of the above. So the control for making a choice. I think it's option button. We also have combo box, the checkbox for making a choice. We also have the list box. The list box. 245. I think for making a choice, I'll go with the checkbox. I'll go with the checkbox for making a choice. Which of the following is not a variable type in Visual Basic? Variant, yes. String, currency, boolean, $sign. $sign is obviously not a variable type. 246. So 247, dash is used to declare a variable in Visual Basic. Dim, C. Dash is used to exchange information between the program and the user. I think it's a dialog box. 248, A, it's the dialog box. The 249, can two items within the same menu have the same keyboard access character? 249 is B. You cannot have the same. 250, the key part of a list box are the selector, item, the list, the scroll bar. So 251, to add access, let me skip this one for now. Which of these is used to get a yes or a no answer? Checkbox is used to get a yes or a no answer now. Checkbox is used to get a yes or a no answer. So database applications can be combined with Visual Basic. Obviously, that is true. You can combine a database application with Visual Basic. So the dash property lets you specify the table you want to open in a database. I think the table source. So the type of scroll bars in VB, I think horizontal and vertical. 255, the horizontal and the vertical. Which of these selects a single choice from a group? Combo box, option button. I think it's the option button. 256. Okay, the list box. Yes. The list box. I don't think there's anything like option button here. It should be list box. 257. Which of the following displays a list of user-defined items? Is the list box. The two major components within VB programs are controls and commands. Controls are basically what you see in the UI part, like I explained in one of these videos over here. Controls and commands, introduction to GUI. You should see it here. Controls and commands. So what is an event? An activity that has just occurred, a milestone in an individual's life. Actions executed by a computer. 259. Program's response to an action. It's an event. I'll go with program's response to an action. So a form is a window. A form is a window. Which of these is not a control in Visual Basic? Which of these is not a control in Visual Basic? Labels, text boxes, menu. I think icons. So for 262, which of these is not a process when writing a Visual Basic program? 262. Calculate the speed of the system, ignore the steps if the results are incorrect, decide what the program is supposed to do, all of the above actually. All of the above. So 263, which one of these is not a skill required in Visual Basic? Which of these is not a skill required in Visual Basic? 263, booting the system, obviously. Booting the system. Which of the following is the save icon? The save icon is normally the diskette icon. So normally the save icon will be something like this, arrow down with a bar to show that you want to like draw down. But 264 is a diskette icon. So which of the following is not an array declaration in Visual Basic? I'll skip it. Which of the following is not an example of a loop statement in Visual Basic? I know we have for each next, while, until, do, while. If else is not a loop statement, so if else is the answer. What are dynamic arrays? 267. Arrays whose size can be changed at various places within a program. That is the answer, D. Which is not a declarative statement in dynamic arrays? 268. I'll go with X. So subscriptable variables, 269. I think there are arrays with non-subscripts. For 269, subscriptable variables, A, arrays with non-subscripts. 269. For the 270, which of the following is an integer data type? This is a float, this is a float, this is not even numeric at all. So the integer data type would be B. So for 271, what are control arrays? 271. What are control arrays? Arrays that are in a particular order, multiple controls of the same type that can be grouped into arrays. That should be the answer actually. So a set of control statements, explicit arrays. 271, the answer is B. So for 272, a dash is created by placing a control within the form design window and assigning a value 0 to its indexed property. The answer is a declared array actually. The answer is a declared array. So what are the upper and lower bounds of a source script defined in a dim statement? Let me skip this one too. So which of the following cannot be found in a toolbox? This one is not a garage toolbox. This one is not a garage toolbox. So please take notes. I think it's a property box. Property box is the answer for this one. So 275. What are the three basic controls in Visual Basic? 275. Text box, command button, and label, which is in C. So for 276, Visual Basic Toolbox includes the following except 276. Print. That's the answer. Print. So the most straightforward way to display output is with label or text box now. Label or text box. So for 278, the method of adding control to the form designed window, I think if you have your Visual, if I had my Visual Studio open here now, it will be way easier to toggle around all these kind of questions. I think it is left click and drag, yes. Message box function include display information box, display command button, display picture, display combo. 279 should be A. 279 should be A. Then 280, the dim keyword is used for declaration of variables. Which of the following holds text that appears on the command button? I think it's caption. It's caption. The property that you use to change the text on the command button. 281, it should be caption. Now 282, tab index specifies the order in the focus order, determines the command button is active, specifies command button color. 282, the answer should be A, the order in the focus order, yes, order of command button in the focus order. So 283, which of the following properties determine whether command button is active? I think it should be enable, yes, it should be enabled. 283 should be enabled. Which of the following properties enlarges the label size? I think it is font. It shouldn't be front. It should be font. 284. Auto size. Auto size, because this is front here. Normally it should be font. Well, let me go with auto size for now. So 285. The shape of the mouse cursor is determined by the mouse shower. It should be mouse pointer. It should be mouse pointer. That specifies the order of the textbook. That should be tab index now. 286. Tab index. F1 key on the keyboard is used for normally it's for help most times. That F1. 287. 287 normally is for help, so request for help. So 288, in Visual Basic, data falls into 3 broad categories. 288, numeric, string, and special. That's the answer. Numeric, string, and special. Those are the 3 broad categories of data: numeric, string, and special. So 289, when Visual Basic converts one data type to another, it is called converts one data type to another. I know that in other programming languages we call it typecasting. We call it casting or typecasting basically. So for number 289, well, let's just call it conversion for now. Let's call it conversion for now. So for 290, dash is a series of zeros or more characters that you treat as a single entity. 290, yes, it should be string. It should be string. A collection of characters that you treat as a single entity. Are they allogenous, whatsoever? A collection of characters that you treat as if it is only one. So for 291, dash returns a string value data that holds the data typed by the user. That's the input box. Yes, that's the input box. So it returns any string data that the user should type in. So string box is the answer basically. So 292, which of the following tells the user what to use? Okay, it tells the user what to use. Tells the user what to use. Well, normally message box is meant to give pop-ups like that. 292. I'll go with message box. Message box. 293. Which of the following gets user information? Input box, yes. For 293 is input box. 294, Visual Basic translates source programs into executable programs. 294, executable programs. So you compile your programs. So 295, Dash supplies controls. 295, that should be B. Toolbox supplies controls. So 296, Dash works better than titles. 296, that should be labels, yes, labels work better than titles. So 297, what property disables a text from triggering events when the user types or clicks? I know that enable is when to disable them to enter the text at all. 297, no. Well, I'll still go with enable. I'll still go with enable because truth be told, I don't know which other one to choose, so let me just go with enable. So for 298, what are two controls that behave as if they conform to Boolean data types? For 298, option button and checkbox. Yes, option button and checkbox. So for 299, which of the following are invalid variable names? 12 months is invalid. A is valid. Account 98 is valid. Normally A and C are invalid. 12 months and this A and C are invalid. Your variable name cannot start with a number, and obviously this is a foreign character here, so A and C are the invalid variable names. So which operator performs two operations? Of all the things, don't let me skip this one. Of all the things that we have here now, which one of them perform two operations? Now, if you look at that plus operator there, it does two things. It does addition and concatenation. Oh God, I don't want to explain. Perhaps I might have to just skip this one. Just for now, the answer is A for that 300. It does addition and concatenation. Addition is when you want to add two numbers together. The number can be integer and float. It can be float and integer, float. So 2 plus 3.4 or 3.4 plus 2 or 2 plus 2, 3.4 plus 3.4. Just decimals or numbers, whichever way you want to arrange them. Plus is like you adding them together. But another function of this same plus is called concatenation. Concatenation is when you want to add words together. For example, first name and last name. So you might want to add them together to give the full name. That is something plus can do as well. So for this one, this is a calculation. It's a basic one, but I'll still skip it. So which of the following variable names is written incorrectly? X.7 is not written properly. You cannot have full stop as the name of a variable. It's not done. So which of the following string items is written correctly? July is written, divide is not, programming is fun. They did not close it. This one, they did not add the quotes at all. So good morning. The answer is A and E for 303. 303 should be A and E. We'll go with A. So which of the following data types is wrong? Index, customer names, tax rate, counter, ratio. I don't know what the question is here. So I'll just skip it. For 305, which of the following numeric constants is written correctly? A numeric constant. I think it should be it's not written correctly. It's not written correctly. But since we don't know what it is, let's just leave it. So how is one thing is that in your exam, most likely all the questions there, they will be typed properly, so you know exactly what to choose. So how is the following algebraic expression represented in VB? Let me leave this one as well. So what is the result of function len address on the given expression address equals to faculty of science? Basically, len is going to return the length, that is the number of characters that make up faculty of science. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This space bar is the character 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can see the option over here is 18. So for 308, which of the result of the L case address? L case actually stands for lowercase. Basically, to just convert everything to lowercase. 308, it should be giving you D. 308, it will just convert everything to lowercase. So which of the following is a valid integer? This is the only valid integer that I have here. This is the only valid integer that I have, 309. So 310. One of the following is a valid variable name, tax rate. Tax rate, because both of these ones are keywords. So given this over this in VB, let me skip. So normally this is x raised to the power of n. X raised to the power of n. That is what that one is. Okay. So which of the following assignment statement is wrong? X equals to y star 4. Correct. The answer is C. 313. The answer is C. So which of the following int minus 2.3? The answer will be normally it should be minus 2. So 314 will be none of the above originally. But if this one is supposed to be minus 2 and not minus 3, then the answer will be A. But for now, it is none of the above. So for 315, what is the result of the following operation? I skip it. The following operation can be carried out on strings. On strings, except ABS. Yes. ABS, you cannot look for the absolute value of a string now. You cannot look for the absolute value of a string. So the maximum length of a variable, I think it should be between 255 and 256. If I don't have my memory, it's failing me. I think it's 255. 255. So the maximum permissible length of a string constant, I think is infinite. I think it's infinite. So which of the following is not a data type? Double is a data type, currency, integer, date. The answer is triple. So the following are reserved keywords in VB except dim, when, else, and if. So 320, the answer should be when. Yes, the answer should be when. So 321, the following operations can be performed on numeric variables except UCase, because UCase is basically uppercase. Exponent will work, the cosine will work, the logarithm will work, then we have the absolute value, which will always up. But uppercase is not going to work. So the following arithmetic operations are available in X. So the following arithmetic operations are available in VB except the following arithmetic operators are available in VB except. I don't know why this one is empty. This one is star. This is a plus. This is caret. 322. I don't know why this is misbehaving. I'll go with C actually. I'll go with C. So for 323, which of the following keywords is used to declare variables? Dim is used to declare variables. The following are logical operators and not. 324. But all the logical operators that I know in VB with logical operators in VB. And you can see, but I don't know where bot is coming from, EQV and IMP. So, but normally the logical operators we have here are not and. So the following are valid relational operators in VB except this E. There's nothing like this E in VB. You have it in Python, you have it in JavaScript, you have it in PHP as well. I think in Java too, but in Visual Basic you don't do this. You don't do this. So I think that is the answer, 325. So for 326, which of the following is not a valid looping statement? For next, while with, while went. I think it's while with. For 326. 326 should be while with. For 327, looping in Visual Basic is divided into two categories. Like I said, the conditional and the non-unconditional. So the conditional basically, let me explain it. I did that in a previous video, so I don't want this video to be long already because I feel like okay, let's continue. So for what type of application is the select case structure well suited? File based, I think event driven. 338 control based, yes, control based. So we'll go with control based. Now for 329, which of the following is the correct format for if-then statement? If executable expression, then logical statement. If logical statement, then executable expression. 329. The answer is C. If logical expression, then executable statements. That is it. So 330, select case structure offers a simple solution to several if then else or if then else if blocks. Okay, completion, that should be B. 330 or completing, yes, completing. I'll go with completing. So 331, wow, this was not snapped properly. The following for next loop, okay. Select case structure ends with I can't remember this. Select case in VB ends with yes, I know it should be end select or something, but it should be end select. I don't know. It should be end select. Should be end select. But if you think it should be any of these things that we have here, please you can just comment it out. You can just use the YouTube comment section. So how many different ways can a do loop structure be written? I think it should be 2 ways. It should be 2 ways. 333. Okay, it is the do or the do while. Wait, let me say in VB. So what do we do? 333. I'll just go with 2. I might be wrong. Well, like I said, if you have any other contrary answers, please. So the while when loop is similar to the do while loop. with types of loops in VB, which can be quite confusing at times. The for next, do while, do loops and while loops. So okay, I think the do loops can be written in 4 different ways. Yes, 333 should be C. It can be written in 4 different ways. We have the do loops. We have so many ways to write the do loops, 4 different ways. So a while when loop 334 is similar to the do while. It's similar to the do while. So to execute a statement or group of statements for a false expression, I think it should be not. The not operator is used. 335. The not operator. Now to undo both true and false conditions, both true and false, I think it should be an else statement is used in conjunction with an if. So it should be if else. So number 336 should be B. Now 337, the key feature of a conditional loop is the condition. The key feature of a conditional loop 337 is the condition. Okay, I think it should be the relational statement, because the condition, the relational statement and the condition are almost the same thing actually. They're almost the same thing, but in this case I think we should go with the relational statement. The relational statement or the condition. It should be one of the two. The relational statement or the condition. The key feature of a conditional loop. Let's go with relational statements. The 3 most frequently used logical operator is and, not, or or. And, not, or. So those are the logical operators. I know we have XOR as well, but and, not, or. 338 should be C. So 339, I'll skip 339. So 340, the use of parentheses with logical operators improves readability of programs. So it makes your program look more readable to group whatever operators that you are using, not just the logical operators actually. So 340 should be C. So for 341, for a for statement designates the use of a dash variable that is initialized. Is it a control variable? 341. It should be control index or counter variable. Yes, control index or counter variable. So just control is fine. Which of the following statements is false? 1 is less than or equals to 1 is true. 1 less than 1. Dog less than dog. Cat. Normally the operator for this one is not there, so car and cat. This one is false already, so I'll just choose B, because I know this one is false already, so I'll just choose B, because 1 is not less than 1, so 1 is equal to 1. So given that the numeric variables A and B are 4 and 3 respectively, and the string values are whatsoever, let me skip this one. All the calculations will be done in a separate video. So the 2 major types of control statements, are branching and looping. Yes, branching and looping. So logical expressions are either true or false. 345, logical expressions are either true or false. So I think all these ones are calculations, so I'll skip all these ones and I'll take all the calculations in the last video. So this will be the end of this video. I don't want the video to be very long, that's why I had to partition all these things into separate videos. So thank you very much for watching so far. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is the channel over here. So wow, I just got a new subscriber. So this is the channel over here. Get out. So don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so that every time we post videos like this one, you get notified on your device. And like I said, we have a whole playlist over here. The playlist has a lot to do with Visual Basic and the course, and I'm very sure that if you can consume this playlist, you won't have problem at all trying to get the VB parts of the course. So thank you very much. That'll be the end of this video, and bye for now. Peace.